Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, does not cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And right now, you are a Five of Wands. I feel like you're someone who's very much in control of your reactions to things. You know, this is a card of fighting. This is the card that I like to think of as the accelerator pedal on your car. You know, you got to know how to use it. You got to know when it's appropriate to floor it, to just mash it into the carpet, and then when to really let off the gas and just to let things sort of wind down in a natural way, you know. So you're someone who very much picks your battles, right? You understand the value of fighting, the value of competition. You understand the value of, let's say, energetic stress. You know, in other words, we know that by pushing ourselves to do something kind of outside of the ordinary or outside of the box, that's how we're going to grow. That's how we're going to adapt. We're going to force ourselves to adapt, right? This is the proper way that somebody might go to the gym and decide to start lifting weights in a very systematic way. You're not going in day one, I'm going to lift 1,000 pounds, you know. No, you're going to hurt yourself. You know that you have to maybe start slow, start small, build yourself up, come up to a full speed. You know, we don't want to just hit the ground running necessarily, right? I can imagine you might fall down. So what we do is we have to slowly accelerate and come up to our cruising speed. And then, of course, from there, we kind of need some more variables in order to kind of keep ourselves stimulated in that way. We have to always be looking for the next place that we can meet with a little bit more challenge in order to continue growing. Now, we need some context around this card, obviously. I don't know if this is about your physical health, if this is your creativity, if this is your attitude toward work or school or your home, relationships, family, friends. I don't know. There is a Knight of Swords, a Wheel of Fortune. Okay. We have a 10 of Pentacles. You've got an 8 of Swords. And you've got a Prince of Swords. So a Knight and a Prince of Swords, two of these air cards here, which this to me seems like we're sort of looking for a decision. I feel that you are, you're kind of making a decision. You're hitting the gas on a particular decision, and this is you coming up to speed and maintaining that sort of mental top speed, you know. Let's put the rest of our cards down, and then we'll get into this. Here we have a 6 of Wands, so going from a 5 to a 6. That is pretty good. We've got a 4. You got another air court card. Now you have a Princess of Swords. And, well, there we have now, we've got the full court. Okay. We have the Knight, the Queen, the Prince, and the Princess of Swords. Okay. And I think that really shows that the majority of your focus right now is on the sort of mental speed, the mental clarity, the way that we are trying to perhaps slow down our thoughts a little bit. You know how you're in a very hectic situation, and then we start sort of, our mind starts going faster and faster and fast, and our mind starts racing, you know, that phrase. I think what you're trying to do is slow your thinking down so that you can be objective, so that you can be very clear, and you can not just be reactive to what life is giving you. Again, with this 5 of Wands, this is about having control over our impulses, control over our reactions, picking our battles rather than letting our battles pick us, right? So I think you're deciding to kind of go forward with a particular decision that you have been struggling with, And we've got that Eight of Swords up there. I think there's been a lot of analysis about something, but I feel like now this is kind of like the starting gun. This is when the bell rings and the horses are off racing. And I think that it's really a matter of keeping our mind sharp and learning the new information as we go, keeping a clear head, not overthinking it, staying objective, and I think you're going to come out on top of this. I think it's going to be a wild ride. But I think that I feel like you're starting to hit the gas on the physical activity, let's say, but you're trying to make sure that your mind stays clear and calm and very sharp. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Mr. Ed, our little horse. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. All right. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Yeah. Okay, looking around the room, this is cool. The one thing I notice here right off the bat is that our only major arcana energy is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is this idea of destiny. This is the idea of the kind of the potential that is within you, right? That you're trying to maximize your potential here. You're trying to expand, you're trying to grow, you're trying to go on that ride, You're trying to reach the furthest ends of the universe and find everything out there in life that is meant for you. You're trying to, expand your borders, push through boundaries. Okay? You're trying to break through of limitations. You're trying to find the roadblocks so you can knock them down. You're trying to find the challenges in your life so that you can overcome them, right? And that's excellent energy, especially with our 5. I feel like we're out there. I don't want to say you're looking for a fight, but you're choosing your battles. You know that you're going to have to face the obstacles if you're going to grow and be, let's say, stimulated by them and overcome them and continue on this path. If there are no obstacles in your life, if there are no challenges on your path, probably ain't your path, right? Try somebody else's, or it's no path at all, right? So we have our Wheel of Fortune, and I think that you're going to be experiencing a lot more synchronicities, and I think that you are indeed trying to get out of your head a little bit, because when we're stuck in our Eight of Swords, we're not going to see the synchronicities. We're not going to see the way Spirit is moving the pieces on the chessboard for you, and in order to set you up for the right moves. If we're overthinking everything, we're not going to see that. But if we get out of our head, we'll see how the universe, Spirit, God, Goddess, Deity, your own soul, or whatever you want to call it, is arranging the pieces of your life in a way for you to take the most advantage of them and to make the most use of them. Spirit sets you up for the opportunity, right? It's like Spirit sets up the pin. It's up to you to knock them down. Yeah. So we have the major arcana. We've got fire and fire, a 5 to a 6, the challenge and the overcoming the challenge. The fight and the victory. Yeah, that's excellent energy for you. We don't have any water energy right now, and I think that is kind of a good thing at the moment because I feel like you're getting into the fire energy. You are, you're getting more fired up. You're getting more into your ambition. You are being more active and more assertive. Right? The absence of water here is that we're not trying to be overly flexible. We're not trying to adapt too much to what the world is trying to force upon us, right? I feel like you're asserting yourself and you are making decisions and you're being proactive. So there's no sentimentality. There's no, there may right now even be a lack of fun. There may be a lack of, hey, this is a pleasant experience. I don't think you're really looking for that at the moment. It will be nice if we had it, though, right? So maybe the mystery card will be a little bit of water because I feel like you need some refreshment in all of this activity. But right now I feel like the absence of the water energy and the emphasis instead on the air energy. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 air cards. And a lot of court cards. Kind of tell me that you're not really trying to be sentimental right now. You're not trying to be too lovey and affectionate with certain people. You're trying to be assertive, authoritative. You're trying to be the boss. Maybe this is a work thing. Maybe the group of people that I feel are kind of in your vicinity right now, maybe they are family members. Maybe they are very close friends. Maybe it is, family or coworkers that you really love. But you're trying to be authoritative. You're trying to be the boss. Now's not the time to let people get away with everything and for us to just say, oh, okay, fine, go ahead. No, because right now this is about you asserting yourself, making decisions with some command behind them. Okay? Picking your battles, yes, but doing just that, picking them, not shying away from everything. I don't think you like confrontation. I don't think you really want to be like a hard boss, Maybe you're a supervisor, manager, maybe you're an owner somewhere, maybe you're a department head or you're a lead or something like this. Maybe this is really just about you and your life and sort of taking control over that. But you're picking your battles. You're not shying away from every battle. You're not engaging in every battle, but you're finding some and you're going after them. You're confronting those obstacles, okay? And I do think there is a group of people around you, and these may be, everybody's wearing the same uniform. Does that make sense? Because they're all of the same court. So I feel like this is people in your life that are all wearing the same sort of uniform. It's like everyone is the same family, or it's the same group of friends, or these are the coworkers, or these are the people in your department, right? Because everybody has a similarity. Okay. And I feel like you're bringing your best energy, you're bringing, your so-called A game right now, because you're trying to, manifest the best life. You're trying to get the success that you are you're sort of dreaming about, right? But see, now this is not about the dream, though, because that would sort of imply the water energy. This is all about the air. This is about the plan. This is about the organization. This is about you stepping up and asserting yourself and believing in yourself. Now we've got this, we got the air energy. We have a little bit of earth. Okay. So let's talk about this first of all, because this is someone who is, they come into work and they're fired up and they're making decisions left and right. They're issuing memos. They're issuing these demands. They're making moves. This is someone who is very, very quick to decide. Okay, and does not ask. This is not you asking. This is you making a statement and you expect it to be followed through. You expect it to be kind of respected and maybe even obeyed. Right? If these are coworkers, if this is your own business or whatever the case is, this is you making decisions for your life, whatever situation you're in. And people don't have to like it, but they do have to respect it. I think you're someone that's right now understanding the need for boundaries. Boundaries for other people, not boundaries for you. Your energy can go forward. You can expand and grow, but you don't want anybody encroaching on what you're doing. Okay, so you don't want anyone to, when you sort of make a statement, and then people are laughing at you. Like, we're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate, let's say, the insubordination with people that you might have authority over. Okay. So I feel like you are kind of a bit of a hard boss right now. You're not trying to be everyone's friend. If this is a family situation, if this is a group of friends, literally, you're not trying to be everybody's friend still, You're not trying to be just the nice person that just is going to have fun with everybody. You're trying to get your energy through, okay? But the Eight of Swords up at the top, I feel like you're someone who doesn't feel right to boss people around, It doesn't feel right to sort of assert your energy in this way. So this is kind of like, if you don't sound like you believe it, no one else is going to take you seriously. We're so wrapped up in our head, we just, we may feel like we're gonna tell our kids, okay, well, you got to clean up your room, and then we're gonna say, oh, I'm sorry. You know, we right away feel kind of bad about it, and we sort of backtrack. We have to get out of our head in this way, because you need to be able to command authority right now. I don't know what you're doing, but I feel like this is, I feel like it's kind of a high stakes situation for you, and to doubt yourself or to be insecure or to be sort of overthinking or like double thinking your choices is people are gonna see you as being indecisive and being not as confident and as powerful as they really kind of need you to be, as you need you to be. Okay, so I think the biggest issue right now is going to be that Eight of Swords. Because again, you're trying to expand this. It feels like a business. With these two cards together, it feels like we've got this 10 of Pentacles. We want 20, we want 30, we want 40, 1,000 of Pentacles. Okay, this is the idea of your best life. The 10 of Pentacles in the sort of the past position. I wonder if I don't know if you maybe recently started a business or you recently got a promotion. I feel like you came into some kind of, some kind of position or status recently. Okay, either your business really started doing well, and now it's kind of like, okay, fun and games are over. I got to get serious about this and start really like making moves and being decisive. I got to step up and be the boss. You know, I feel like this is kind of an achievement of some kind for you. Okay, and it's an achievement that's given you more responsibilities. It's an achievement that says very much that, okay, the fun and games are over. Now it's time to get serious. I don't care if people don't like me, you know? And I feel that's what's going on here. I feel like you're a business owner, or these are somehow your employees or people that you're sort of, you're the leader of some group. Yeah. And I think you're realizing that the potential in this situation is kind of unlimited. Okay. And I think I am feeling what I said at the beginning, that like this year is going to be really a hell of a ride. Okay. Because I feel that your, whatever this is going to grow quickly. And so we have to be on top of it. We got to be on the ball, as they say, you know, bringing your A game. Because any hesitation, any double thinking, any kind of doubt, any rumination, any overanalysis of the situation is going to lead to a lot of missed opportunities. Okay. It's going to lead to a lot of a slowdown where there really doesn't need to be a slowdown. Yeah. I think things are happening very quickly. I think that you are realizing that this is lucrative, and you're stepping on the gas, which means fun and games are over for now, that we've got to be decisive, we've got to be making decisions, and looking forward, we need people to respect those decisions. They don't have to like it, they don't have to think you're the best person in the world and you're the most fun ever, but they've got to at least kind of respect your choices. Okay, the Knight of Swords is the one that is thinking long term. The Knights, right? The Knights always look into the future. And so you're thinking long term. So you're understanding exactly how you need to operate the gas pedal to get where you're going long term. You're making decisions that may not be understood by anybody else right here, right now. But you know this sort of, 20 moves ahead kind of chess game where you can see how it's going to make a difference. Okay? So it's kind of like you're deciding to do something. Okay, we're going to make this move right now. And you don't want people around you saying, really, why? That doesn't seem like a smart move. Why are you doing that? I don't think we should do that. And they don't see the future that you see, okay? Because you're thinking many, many moves ahead. You're thinking long term here. And it's a waste of time for you to then have to explain yourself to everybody, especially if it leads you up here to that Eight of Swords and you start kind of thinking twice and you start kind of doubting yourself, right? So the Knights are looking at the future. The Prince is thinking about today. The Prince is thinking about right now. And this is you looking ahead and expecting the people that you're saying this to not question back what you're not require that you explain yourself. but to just listen and kind of do it, right? It feels like these are people around you that really need to trust you. And they'll trust you when they see that you have confidence, when you kind of, you're willing to face the challenges, you're willing to sort of lead everybody into that challenging situation, and you're confident, and when they believe that you are kind of seeing long-term and thinking long-term, they'll have way more trust in you. You've got to have trust in yourself, though, because that's going to show, okay? So this is really the adherence to your plan, right? That you've kind of chosen to take a certain direction in life or in the business or whatever the case is. And this is, we're not wavering in that. We're not second guessing. We're not up here thinking, well, maybe maybe they're right, or, I don't know if I really did the right thing. No, we're committed to it. We're not changing our mind. This is a fixed air energy. This is air energy that is not going to change its mind. This is not, I'm not entertaining any, it's not a debate, okay? It's kind of like, this is what we're doing, and or this is what I'm doing. And, I guess it's either, if people don't want to stick around, that's okay. But you're not changing your mind and sort of wavering and getting into that over-analysis kind of vibe, right? And then let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Your general energy is confidence, victory. This is a Jupiter in Leo energy. This is an expansion of our stature, right? It's kind of like you feel like larger than life. And you have to walk into the room like you own the place. You've got to walk into the room like you are twice as big as everybody else, that you are 10 times as tall as the building. I don't know how you fit inside, but this is that kind of, this is that dominating energy, right? That is confident in the decisions. And people are going to trust you. People are going to say, oh yeah, Sagittarius, they know what to do. I trust in what you're saying, This is also a 6 coming off of this 5. So you're picking your battles, and people may not understand why you picked that particular battle, but you did, and it's paying off. You're picking the battles, not that necessarily that you can win, but you're picking the battles that are just challenging enough and just, like strategic enough that you're very likely to win, but it's going to require that adaptation, right? Going from a 5 to a 6 is kind of saying we're going to enter into a fight, and we're going to have to bring out we're going to have to bring our A game, right? If we're going to win. We're not picking the easy ways. We're not picking the easy trails. We're picking the pathways on this hike up the hill that is challenging but not foolish. Okay? And people may not understand why you're choosing this path instead of this path. It doesn't matter. You don't have to explain yourself. You're picking the path that is just challenging enough to be worth it, but not so challenging that there's a very slim chance we'll make it. Okay? So you're being very wise here. Okay? I think you are somebody that believes in themselves. I think that when you get into this energy, it's easy to stay in the energy. Once we get into the 8 of Swords, it's sort of easy to stay here too. So we have to make a conscious decision to make our decision and stick with it and see the results of those decisions, those particular obstacles that we're going after. Okay. The 4 of Pentacles in the environment, I feel like people really feel safe around you. I feel that I feel that with the court cards here, it's not that people are going to question you. I think it's that we're not going to give them an opportunity to. That we're not going to project this kind of indecisiveness or anything like this, and people are going to start questioning us. You're walking in with the confidence that you know what you're doing, and people feel comfortable and safe. This is safety, stability, security. This is This is, the idea that in your relationships, people feel that they can trust you. People feel safe around you, right? Because you're making decisions that don't seem reckless. We're not just going to go jump off a cliff into a fiery pit, right? We're going to go up the hill. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. We might not make it, but I believe in us. I believe that we can do this. So people trust you. That you're not just leading everybody off a cliff, you're leading them into battle, but in a way that is that they feel that you're making a good choice. They may not understand the choice, but they trust that you are you're keeping everybody together. This is kind of people feel like safe and warm around you. Yeah, because I feel that I don't know. I kind of feel like you're a natural protector. Or you're somebody that does have enough confidence where, the people that are on your team are willing to follow you into battle because they feel safe with you. This is also the card of boundaries, and I think that this is part of where we're going with a lot of this, the earth energy and the major arcanas. I feel like we're trying to, you're trying to grow something. In a way, it's one thing we have a successful business. Okay, that's, it's good. How long will it last without innovation? How long will it last without a strategy, without thinking about the future, without trying to build and grow and take risks and travel down different roads to try to keep this business around for a long time? It's one thing to just, all right, I got some success. I got my business. It's earning money. Or I won the lottery or something like this. I had a good win, right? You're trying to make this win work for you, but you're not gambling. I mean, in a way, I guess it's a gamble, right? Because everything is a risk. What you're trying to do is create something that is going to extend beyond you. You're trying to create a franchise business, a legacy, something that's going to exist in perpetuity, something that's not just going to feed you right now, something that will feed you into the future and create the safety, security, and stability of this card in very real terms. Something that will continue to put food on the table long after you're gone. Okay? And I don't know if this is literally a business or if this is some kind of, I don't know. It feels like it's more business related than anything else. But the main thing here is that you believe in yourself that you can do this, and you trust in yourself, and that thereby is going to inspire trust from other people. What we got here is the Princess of Swords. That's in the position of what you don't want. This is somebody who's sort of wavering. This is somebody who's on their back foot, kind of defending their position, right? You see the person as kind of, they're off balance. They're in a defensive position. And it's like they're trying to defend their choices. This is also a card that's fixed in the present moment. Both of these, the Prince and the Princess, operate right here, right now. Not in the past, not in the future, right? The Knight, that was all thinking about the future. This is what's going on right now. And I think what we're trying to avoid happening right now is us having to defend our choices, because this is time and energy wasted where we could be pushing forward. Now I'm defending myself against, I don't know, questions and interrogations and all this kind of thing. So this is what we do not want. What we want is confidence, a fixed, solid stance. Like this is somebody who is ready for battle. This is somebody who's taken by surprise, on their back foot, off balance, right? And so this is what we do not want. So in order to avoid that, we have to be this. We have to be fixed in our decision, not doubting. This is like someone where, there's an oppositional energy coming against you, right? You're defending against it, and you're starting to lose your balance. It's starting to weigh you down. Somebody is convincing you otherwise in this card. Someone is trying to convince you that you're wrong, or convince you to do something else, or you're starting to kind of think, well, maybe they're right. No, we don't want this, right? And now, when we get over this obstacle, we get to our Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is looking back at the past. And because we have the future card here, and we have a card here in the future looking at the past, I feel like this is like a hell of a ride for the year, okay? Because I feel like this is going to be really a tremendous next few months for you. I don't know if it's literally going to be a year, but the next few months are going to see, I think, a lot of changes happening very quickly. I feel like you're going to be stacking cash. I feel like your life is going to expand and grow very, very quickly, which means you got to stay on the ball. Maybe you have a long-term goal. When we say we're thinking of the future here, maybe you have a particular goal in mind, that says, okay, well, I want to have X, Y, Z in 9, 10, 12 months or whatever. Or this time next year, I want to have this particular amount of something or this particular success, right? And so I kind of feel like now it's just nose to the grindstone. Now it's just, I got to stay committed. Every day I got to wake up, and that's got to be my first thought. You're fixed in your belief. You're fixed in your thought. That is what is on your mind, not fun and games. You're fixed in this path, okay? And then I think by the end of the timeline, whether it's 6 months or a year or whatever, you're going to look back and you're going to think, I made the good decisions. And it may be a few months where you're going to have to sacrifice some lazy days by the pool, drinking, virgin margaritas. But you're going to be very thankful for yourself that you did it. You're going to be very proud, You're going to feel very successful, and I think you're going to be very happy that you made the right choices and that you stuck to them, and that you didn't, flip-flop this and that and get thrown off course by anybody. Okay, the Queen of Swords is also the sort of bird's eye view, the bigger picture. So you're able to see that bigger picture. You're able to see past, present, and future, and I feel like this is what we're kind of looking at. The Queen of Swords is looking at this and thinking, I've got the bigger picture in view here. Nobody else really around you does. No one else can see that. So when you're asserting yourself and making decisions, it's because you have the long-term view in your mind. Okay? And the long-term view, I think, is really taking a success or a win that you've already achieved or a goal that you've already achieved. Maybe this was you getting your degree. Maybe this was you opening the business, something like this. There was an accomplishment here. Somehow building on this, reinvesting it in yourself, in your business or your education or whatever, and creating something that is, for all intents and purposes, permanent. Something that is forever, something that is long-term in perpetuity. So I think that you've got your eyes fixed on the future, but your mind is set on what you got to do right here, right now, and how you got to keep pushing forward. Let's look at this mystery card. It could be, let's see, we're sort of going beyond our board. We're expanding the universe. Maybe this will be the universe or world card. Maybe it will be a 9 of Pentacles. Maybe it'll be the Emperor. It could be some water energy, but I don't really feel like I don't feel like it's time for that yet. Let's see what we have. Oh yeah, it's the World card. Yes, because this is the removal of all restriction. This is the lifting of all boundaries, right? This is kind of saying that by your discipline here now, today, and for whatever your timeline is, a month, 6 months, a year, right? It's going to be a hell of a ride. It's going to be hard work. It's going to require discipline. It's going to require that you kind of do this and nothing else. But the result of all of that commitment and discipline is going to be the removal of every boundary. By confronting the obstacles, we're knocking them down until there comes a point where there really aren't any anymore. You're going to have to travel far and wide to find, more, to find the edge of your universe here. So this is a real expansion, a real growth, real freedom, maybe even indicating literally a wild ride, some travel, right? World traveling. But I feel that this is you going all the way, really all the way to the top of the mountain here. I feel like the boundaries that you have placed on yourself are gone. I feel like the restrictions as far as what you're capable of doing in life and what you want to do in life, those restrictions are gone. This is kind of like, in a way, saying you're creating for yourself more or less unlimited resources, more or less a blank check, right? Because when we accumulate a certain level of resources, it gives us the means to do the things that we love, to do the things that we care about. I don't know what you care about here. I don't see the water energy. I don't know what your passion is, what your purpose is. I don't know if you're a humanitarian, if you're, I don't know. I don't know what you care about. I don't know what you love. But I know that this is the discipline, this is the means to getting the kind of freedom or the removal of restrictions that's going to allow you to do what you love, to pursue what you love, to take care of what you love, etc. Okay? This is really good. This is positive. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Wednesday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.